What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Andrew Moloney versus Pedro Guevara, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBC Interim Junior Bantamweight World Championship, and this fight was Saturday, May 11th from the RAC Arena in Perth, Australia, and this fight was broadcasted on ESPN and ESPN Plus, and in this fight, Pedro Guevara was able to upset Andrew Moloney, defeating him via split decision here. This was a pretty fun fight to watch. I enjoyed scoring it. I enjoyed watching it. Um, I personally scored this one a draw. I had it 114-114. And the result obviously was a split decision for Guevara. And, I mean, I'm not mad at it. I'm going to be honest. I know this was in Moloney's hometown. He was the favorite going into the fight. I know that he was just heavily favored so much. And obviously he had the whole hometown crowd. They would be cheering when he would land a jab even. But the judges did a good job scoring this one, and even though I had a 114-114, there was like 2 or 3 swing rounds that I gave to Moloney that could have went in favor of Guevara, and I see it that way. The judges had this one 116-113 for Moloney. Excuse me. I might cough throughout this video. I've been dealing with a cough. However, they had a 116-113 Moloney, and then the other two had a 115-113 for Guevara, which I could see. So just to get into my scorecard, I had it a draw. The first 2 rounds I gave to Andrew Moloney, they were really, really close though. They could have went either way in my opinion, especially the first round. It was kind of a feel-out round. I just gave it to Moloney. But then the second round, I thought Moloney just had a little bit better, just straight shots to the head. Then round number 3 and 4, I thought Moloney was boxing solid. And did good to close both of those rounds. Then in round number 5, I actually gave Guevara his first round of the fight. I thought he had a good job with some solid work. It was a pretty close round, but I thought he had some good work to the body. He was really working the body throughout the entire night. Then round number 6, I gave to Andrew Moloney. It was a competitive round, but I thought Moloney had, had some decent straights to the head. Guevara was still going to the body there. However, from round 7 through 11, I really thought Guevara stepped up and really went into another gear and took all 5 of those rounds. Thought he did a great job going to the body. I thought Moloney slowed down or was slowing down there. Really, I mean, Guevara did a good job from round 7 through 11 in this fight, just digging to the body of Moloney, beating him to the punch. I just thought he did better in those rounds, and he won those rounds, in my opinion. And I'm currently I have the fight on without volume, and I'm watching Moloney, like, obviously sulking, coming out of the ring, very angry, and obviously he'd be mad by putting that much effort, that much work into it, but, I mean, he didn't press in those rounds. I mean, he was kind of just getting comfortable in there because he had a very good start early. However, I mean, just he wasn't doing enough in those middle to later rounds, and Guevara stepped on it, and he won those rounds. However, the 12th and final round I thought was a Moloney round. I thought he closed it well, stepped on the gas pedal a bit, and actually landed some good shots like he was doing earlier on, as opposed to just moving around and trying to land a jab here and there and get countered. So that overall accumulates to a 114-114 scorecard in my opinion, but I could definitely see it being 115-113 in favor of Guevara. I think it was either a draw or 7-5 for Guevara in my opinion. And this goes into question, what is next for Pedro Guevara? He's now 42 and 4. He is now the WBC interim junior bantamweight world champion, and this is a very big feat for him. Excuse me. He was just coming off of he was just coming off of some losses recently, I believe so. Or he did have a more recent loss, and I mean, this is just a very good win for him going into this fight. He was ranked number 6 by the WBC. Moloney was ranked number 4. Above them, you obviously get to see the world champion Juan Francisco Estrada. Then number 1, Jesse Rodriguez. Number 2, Chocolatito. Number 3, Sirisaket Visai. So maybe we could see Guevara take on any one of those guys. Obviously, Estrada and Jesse Rodriguez are fighting, but what if he's able to take on the winner of that fight? Since he's the interim champion, maybe we could see him face someone else who's highly ranked by the WBC. Maybe a clash with him and RG Cortez, maybe Israel Gonzalez, maybe Surung Visai, any of those guys. I mean, could be an interesting fight for Pedro Guevara. However, in terms of what's next for Andrew Moloney, I mean, this is a really tough loss. He was expected to win this fight, pick up an interim title, and really go off and have some big opportunities, but he just didn't step on the gas pedal in those mid to late rounds. So for him, I think he's gonna have to build back, maybe get three. Excuse me, maybe like three bounce back wins in succession, because I believe he's still a pretty young guy, but I mean he's now got his fourth loss here, and this is a pretty tough loss. Since I believe going into this fight he was a very, very big favorite. I think it was almost like 10-1. If I'm going to be honest, it might have been closer than that. Could have been 6-1, but I remember seeing somewhere it was like minus 1100 odds for Moloney, unless that was a different fight I was looking at. But I remember the odds were pretty big in his favor. So yeah, for Moloney, he's just got to get some bounce back wins, and maybe he get another opportunity. However, he's already fought for the world title or interim titles like multiple times, so we'll see what happens with him in the near future. So overall, Pedro Guevara upsets Andrew Moloney, defeating him via unanimous decision, or excuse me, by split decision, to become the new WBC interim champ. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.